But today we're just going to be running through in this video on how to play the Alakazam deck. And so here we go, first game. These three games that I did play were all one after the other. So I wanted to start with the Dunsparce in the open spot so that we don't lose Abra to a first turn attack. Potentially, sometimes it happens against those decks that have Soul Rock in it. But here we go, so we're looking for the pieces we need. We've got the rare candy we want, so that's always a good start. And we kind of set up nicely for turn 2. So you'll see the opponent's turn. What I've done is really just cut the video so that we just get exactly what they're doing. There's no waiting. They get their trolley, they fill up their bench. It looks like we're playing against a Absol box style deck. And then we'll go into our turn. So we drew the Dunsparce, which is a nice hit. It's exactly what we needed. We'll get Alakazam out turn 2, which is what we can do most games. Most games, with the way that the deck is built, you're most likely going to have an Alakazam turn 2. We get the Enchanting Energy, which is a good hit. We can draw even more cards. Should fill up the bench. I can't remember what I did. Okay, so draw cards first. Nice. We got the Artisan. Alakazam ready to do an attack. And we've got enough cards now that we can knock out the Monkey Dory. And really what we're just trying to do is fill our hand up with some cards. You can see I'm counting here, making sure that if I do play additional cards now, that I will still have enough to knock out the Monkey Dory. I have caught myself a few times where I have played too many cards and then I've actually ended up in a place where I am unable to knock out the opponent's Pokemon, where if I just decided to keep a card, we would have had it. You can see me just counting here, making sure that I got enough. What I want to do is fill up the bench, so for the next turn we can go again with some more Dunsparces and the Dunsparces. Nest Ball, Abras. See, in this game we don't really need to use Budgie or the Psyduck. Psyduck is actually in the prize cards for this game. So really what we're just going to be using is the Dunsparces and the Abra evolution line throughout the game, making sure we have enough Abras out to ensure that we got Alakazams to knock out our opponents. And remember, there are no EX Pokemon in this deck, so our opponent has to knock out 6 Pokemon. As long as we've always got an Alakazam out, we're most likely going to be always knocking out their Pokemon and we win the race. Alright, that's one of our enemies, probably one of our worst enemies, Iono. We do not like Iono, but at this point of the game it's not bad, and you can actually see we got a decent hand out of it. With the Kadabra we drew, got the Dunsparce as well, so additional 3 cards, so it didn't, an Iono did not hurt us in this case. Budgie is not a very good friend of ours, it's another enemy, but you can easily play around it. If they end up with a Budgie on their turn 1, then we can't get a Alakazam on our turn 2, which is not the end of the world, but it does slow us down. That was just a perfect draw, wasn't it? Look at that, 3 Dunsparces. And now we'll just load up our hand. What I wanted to do was looking at get rid of the Budgie at this moment, really, but we want the boss's orders for later on, or knock out some of their important Pokemon, or pick up some, additional prize cards. I believe our opponent, I think he quits quite early in this game, but we'll see. It's because he does make a mistake. Yeah, I'm just counting again. Alright, there, I hadn't actually used, so I could use the boss's order, bring in the Latias, and let's just, why I did that was so that we could stop the free retreat costs. Obviously he's still got the Patcheran, which can allow his Absol, Mega Absol, to come up into the active space by poisoning it. Now I'm just counting again, making sure that we can knock out the Latias and still play the Dunsparce, which we can. 220 damage, 2 prize cards. And that's really how you want to control the game from this point. Once we've got it set up with the way, we've got 2 Alakazams, potentially a third one coming, 3 Dunsparces rotating in and out, drawing cards. And there's the opponent quits. He realizes he's got no chance against what we've got going at the moment. We had built such a good engine that there was no way that he was going to catch up by knocking out 6 of our Pokemon. Straight into game 2. And I didn't realize at first, but we're playing the same opponent again, so it's going to be the same deck, but it's fine because this game is actually very interesting as to how it worked out. I mean, it's a lot more of a challenge, but it just shows the power of the Alakazam deck. Yeah, so we hang on to the side deck here. We don't actually need to play it yet until we know what's going on. Obviously at this point I didn't know, I hadn't realized who I was playing already. So right now just Abra and Dunsparce is what we want. Again, to Abra the Dunsparce evolves into the Dunsparce. Jamming Tower doesn't affect us, but just put it out there in case our opponent has some sort of balloon or technical machine that we want to stop from working early on in the game. Even though their turn was almost exactly the same as their previous game, I hadn't realized at this point it was the same person, but I knew it was the same deck. And then we go into our turn. Perfect draw again. Luck was a bit on my side this day, but the deck is built out in a way that most of the time you will be able to find the pieces that you need when you need them. And in order to knock out this Mega Kangas card, we need 15 cards in our hand, and it's just probably not possible this early in the game to get that many cards unless you get the perfect draw. But at this point I don't think it's possible, but let's see what happens here. The other part is deciding, okay, if I'm not going to knock out this Mega Kangaskhan, do I take a chance on putting damage counters on it, but knowing that he's got enough space there for another Monkey Dory, and he's already got a Monkey Dory. He just needs to attach 2 more Dark Energies, and then he can start moving 60 damage across to my side of the board. And then there starts going my Dunsparces, there starts going my Abras on the bench, and then that's when the deck can seem like you can't build anything. So the important part is to be able to build on your bench a team of Alakazams that will be able to rotate in and out as they get knocked out, because they will get knocked out. The HP is not very high. 140 is an easy target for teams to hit these days in terms of damage. And so what you want to do is you've got enough Alakazams rotating through every time one gets knocked out. Also a big part of why I don't play the Pheasantipity in this deck, because that's a card that can be brought in with a boss's order and then knocked out, and we don't want that. So I see our opponent here just removes the damage entirely by taking Mega Kangaskhan completely out, which is fine. Bring in Yveltal. So now we've got the 2 Alakazam set up, and I think what we're going to do is look to bring in some more Dunsparces. What I wanted to do was somehow boss's order in something big. In the end, I think just knocking out Yveltal was the most important part. So Team Rocket's Patrol to get rid of the enhancing ammo. So what I had realized here was actually that mist energy, which is another one of our enemies that causes so many problems. So that's why we have an enhanced hammer in the deck. But what's interesting, and what you'll see later on in this game, on how we try and get around that again, is I only have 1 enhanced hammer. So we take the knockout, single prize card, and and we start building again. Another Abra, always good to have. Mega Kangaskhan comes in for the opponent. That Bravery Charm, which has absolutely no effect at the moment because of our jamming tower. And another Iono. Again, we had a good draw off of the Iono, which I wasn't too worried about. Just because of the cards that we do have, Iono is generally not going to hurt us unless we got 1 or 2 prize cards left. Then the risk is pretty high. But by that point of the game, you have so few cards left in your deck, it's generally the cards you need left to be able to draw more cards. So here he brings in Yveltal again, and now he's going to use his machine. So he replaced our jamming tower, which is fine. I think it slowed him down enough to this point, and where it's actually given us an advantage. So again, the power of the jamming tower, even though it's not sticking around, it's still been very effective. And now we just focus on drawing cards again. That's what this deck's supposed to do. We just want to draw cards, draw cards, draw cards. And I love the energy, the A-Spec energy with the Dunsparce combo. The amount of times that you get to use it is just incredible. It's such a great combo. You draw so many cards. That's 7 cards right there, just off 1 card, because you've already got your Dunsparce down. Attach the energy, draw 4, cycle it back into your deck, draw another 3, that's 7 cards. Kadabra for an additional 2, and now we've almost got our 3 Alakazam set up. So I chose Monkey Dory here because I felt it to be a bit more of a danger. If we started placing damage counters and he could start targeting things on the bench. But what I also didn't realize is that my base Pokemon, like our Dunsparce, had an additional extra 30 HP because of their stadium. But nonetheless, Monkey Dory out the way. Now we just need to take out minimum 2 more Pokemon, 2 EX Pokemon of some sort, and the game is ours. He, on the other hand, still needs to knock out 6 Alakazams. Go Lily Determination. He had so many cards in hand. I don't know why drawing a fresh hand obviously didn't have the right answer. And so there comes the next Mist Energy, which is a problem for us because we've only got 1 hammer and we've already used it, and we don't have any way to actually bring the hammer back, but that's fine. That's why we have Boss's Order. So he sees Hilda, takes Hilda, probably the right choice to make at this time. Alakazam, and now we can't touch Absol because of the Mist Energy. So the plan is we need to try and figure out how to get around that. Now you'll see in my amateur skills that for some reason I didn't notice that in this game, which is quite embarrassing, but it's all here for you to see. I'm actually going to attack right into it. I draw enough cards, calculate it all out, thinking, alright, this Absol's going down, and I completely forgot that it had a Mist Energy on it. I think I was so happy that I was going to have enough damage to knock him out. Because knocking out this Absol is basically game over for him. And we got to start building up our bench again, bringing all the Dunsparce and just doing the calculation quickly, giving a count. It was one of my pet peeves on this game, is that they don't actually show me my hand size. Like, they showed my opponent's hand size with 8 cards currently, but where's my hand size? It just doesn't make sense. Like, why can't they have a number just telling me how many cards I have in my hand on the screen? I gotta count. Maybe I'm missing something. If someone knows anything about that, or how I can actually put up my my hand count on screen, please do let me know in the comments. I really would like to know. It would make my life so much easier rather than just counting every single card one by one. Alright, so this is where my opponent actually makes a big error, because they bring in Mega Kangaskhan to do the run errant, but because they've already retreated, they can't retreat again. So the Iono is a good effect for them, but again, let's just show you why this deck is so good at what it does, because generally, even when you get hit by Iono, there's something that comes out that's going to give you an ability to draw more cards. So we got the Dunsparce, and there we go. Now we just fill up our hand again. Remember, we need 15 cards to knock out this Kangaskhan. What we're looking for here, we've got the boss's order, so we can knock out a smaller Pokemon, so Pachyrant EX or the Pezandepity EX. But going for the Kangaskhan here would be great if we can do it. Obviously not knowing if it's possible, so you got to do the calculations beforehand, because if you use a Jacq or you use a Hilda before then boss's order's out of you can't use the boss's order. So I'm doing the calculations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I got 12, so I'm going to okay, I need 15. How can I get 15 in my hand? So I use the Jacq, I can Alakazam, because I've got a rare candy, so that will give me another 3, reducing actually another 2 cards, because the rare candy's gone and the Alakazam's gone, then I draw 3, so it's actually only an additional 1. The Dunsparce to reduce by 1, but then we draw 3, so that's net 2. So I believe now we should have about 15 cards in hand, or 16. I got 16. So Buddy Puffin, just to fill up the bench again, we have the 15, so we've got the knockout. Remember, just make sure you've got the right amount of cards in hand. And 3 prize cards, that's an additional 3 cards in hand. Now we're on 18. We can pretty much knock out anything on his bench. Absol will come forward, and now it's pretty much simple from this point on. Absol will come forward, obviously. He's going to knock us out. So this is actually the worst card that we can play against, the Xerosic's Machination. So now, when something like this happens, it's important just to decide, okay, what are the cards that I need in my hand to win this game right now? And I knew that I need an energy, and I need the boss's orders. If I was to keep one boss's order, he was definitely going to take it with the Mega Absol's ability. So if I have 2 of them, he can take 1. And I still got 1 left over. And you'll see he realizes that when he looks at my hand, and then I lose my energy instead. Which is, from his point of view, is probably not the right move, because if he gets multiple attacks, then he can get rid of the boss's orders. But now I'm down to 3 cards, I've got 10 left, and we need to see if we can actually win this game. Alakazam forward, no energy, 2 bosses order in hand, and we draw a Jacq. Exactly what we need. The Dunsparce is ready to be evolved. And now we just start filling up our hand again. So now the key is we need energy and we need cards in hand. We at least need to get to the point where we cannot knock out the Yveltal. But we've already had to use Jacq, so boss's order's out the question. So this is a whole turn, which we're just going to have to lose an Alakazam. And that's also why I put the energy on the Alakazam on the bench. I had to take that risk, but there's a chance that he might have a boss's order, and I actually think he does, which leaves us, there you go. So he's got the boss's order, which leaves us now down in energy again. And I checked, and what I had seen was that I have no energy left actually, but that's okay, because we've got Night Stretcher. We've also got a Super Rod, but I think it's the Night Stretcher that we might end up finding. But the thing is, right now in this position, what we need to do is we need energy, and we need to be able to use the boss's order. We have no more Alakazams available to us. This is the last one, so this is the hit. So I decide we've got to do the switch now. Yveltal in, there's the Night Stretcher, we find the energy, and there's the victory. And that's the power of the Alakazam deck, the strength that it has. And the recoverability that this deck has as well, the way that I've constructed it. And now we're going to game 3. I promise you this is going to be a different type of game. But also a very fun game. This one was a very entertaining and close game. So I was thinking Abra first, we don't need the Budgie, but I don't like putting Abra in the active spot right in the beginning, just in case, because Abra is so important. That's the only way we can knock out Pokemon in this deck, is with Alakazam. So Budgie's up first. If we lose Budgie early, that's completely fine. It looks like we're up against a Ogerpon EX, probably with a, what do you call a Meganium ability. Our opponent starts with the obvious Teal Dance, starts loading up his bench as well. That's where we see another Ogerpon. Now at this point, while our opponent's busy building up their board, we want to look at our next step. So we've got Rare Candy, we've got Alakazam, so we know we're going to be able to start doing some damage next turn. So what we want to do is obviously we're going to be putting down the Alakazam, placing an energy, and we then obviously want to be able to draw cards. That means we need to get to Dunsparce. And then comes a problem. We see a missed energy. I had to double check just to make sure. Couldn't believe what I had seen. Another one. So we do the evolution. Can't remember what I go with next in this game. Let me know what you would have done. Well, could have done the boss's order for an Applin and then knocked it out. But then I was losing an Alakazam early. So what I wanted to do really here was to slow down my opponent until I was ready to knock out an Ogerpon. Even get a hammer. So to be able to get the hammer and knock him out, that would require me having enough cards in hand. Kadabra was a nice hit, get to just draw an additional 2 cards. No point in bringing Alakazam forward now because there was no way to do any damage. We couldn't switch out his Ogerpon or something else. An additional Abra just in case. A hit on the Great Ball, not always a sure way to get your Pokemon, but it's great when you do hit them. And then Budgie. Now the Budgie move here turned out to be very good. It just slows down our opponent. He can't play any item cards. And it kind of leaves him in a position where he needs to take out Budgie if he wants to start playing him. Because I can just start chipping away at him while I build up my board. Lily Determination, such a great card, but I don't have any of them in this deck. Alright, now we had the ability to get enough cards, and this game showed the importance of the Team Rocket Patrol. It's such an important card in helping us find our rare candies, but also to be able to find the enhancing hammer, or a Jacques, or a Dunsparce. Well, you can't find the Dunsparce, but we would be able to find something that would allow us to find the Dunsparce. It's just a nice addition to the deck to be able to find exactly what we need when we need it. So clearly done the math calculation. I have enough cards in hand. Enhanced hammer to take out the mist energy. And you see our opponent has another Ogerpon with another mist energy. So we've got a very similar situation to last game, where we now have to play around a mist energy that we can't get rid of. Two prize cards, Healed a great hit, Nestball good. And our opponent goes with the Forest of Vitality. I was very confused as to why he played this Professor's Tutor to return the Applin. Very strange. I don't see why he needed to do that. And this is while I am Master's rank, so I would hope that the opponents that I'm playing against are actually very good. So there goes the shower, Mirrored Leaf Shower. And now we need to start working around this mist energy. So straight away, Boss's Order, Ogerpon, we definitely have enough cards in hand to take a knockout. I think at this point now is again just prepping the board, your bench. So what you're going to see is I'm actually not even going to use the Dunsparce here. I'm going to leave it just in case our opponent comes out with an Iona, because right now we're going to go down to 2 prize cards. If he plays an Iona, we go down to 2. If we got 2 Dunsparces on the bench, that's automatically 6 cards we can fill our hand up with. So there's no need to actually play the Dunsparce at the moment. If he somehow, for some reason, wants to Boss's Order it in and knock it out, that's perfectly fine. We got more of them. That's not a problem. The Meganium comes out here. So now he's going to do a lot of damage. Keeps loading up the Ogerpon with even more energy. And a big hit of 330 damage. Right now it's just keeping up with our Alakazams, making sure we have enough. He's still got to knock out 4 more of them, and we just need 2 knockouts in this essence because Ogerpon is untouchable. The 2 Pokemon he has left on his bench are our best hope of finishing off this game. So Boss's Order, Meganium, and that's then an easy knockout. And now the last part, with 12 cards left in the deck, is finding our last Boss's Order and hoping that it's not in the prize cards, because I haven't actually checked at this point. It could very well have been the last prize card. If our opponent didn't have that, I forget the name of the Pokemon, Applin's Evolution. If he didn't have it on the bench, it would pretty much be game over, because we can't get rid of that Ogerpon. We just wouldn't be able to do the damage needed in time to our other Pokemon, and Alakazam would just be completely ineffective against it, so we'd have to quit. So it was actually very good that he still had a Pokemon on the bench for us to knock out, but now obviously we need to be able to find the Boss's Order, but we've got so many cards that allow us to draw. And there it is, the Dunsparce finds it for us. Boss's Order, Diplin, move Budgie back down, and Alakazam can finish off the job. And that is game 3. So we played 3 games in a row, 3 wins in a row. Obviously the deck's not 100% win rate, but it's decent. It's great. I love playing it, and I hope that you will too.